Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Time and Money to have the best experiences out of life. So in today's video we are going to discuss about loan and debt. That is what is loan and how you can stay away and how you can make use of the loan to the best possible scenario and best outcome that you can have. So in this video we'll see at few key thumb rules and the main loan sectors, especially the retail loan that are available and how you can use it to the best possible way. So first and foremost, let's see why we take loan. Mainly loan is taken for two purposes. So first and foremost is to gain the ownership and access to the assets which would not have been easily accessible in common sense, like homes, house, land, then car, which would have been difficult to buy it outright. And second reason would be to gain access to the items which would help us to generate extra return. Example could be investment properties or business loans that you take which will help you to generate more income. It could be in terms of working capital to manage day-to-day expenses, to meet your salary needs, raw material requirement to purchase raw material, and then for capital investments. And the next point that you should note is something called multiplier effect. There are two multiplier effect that you will have to note over here. One is money multiplier. So that is when banks or the lending institution loans you money, then they're not just loaning you one time. The deposit that they have is reloaned again and again. So a dollar that they have in their account as deposits will be multiplied several multifolds depending on the multiplier that they have. And then multiplier effect in economy, that is more and more money that is injected into the economy, that is more and more money is poured into the economy by central bank, government or banks. Then this money is relent and reinvested and circulated in the economy in such a way that let's say $100 was invested and a multiplier of 30% would yield or result in $130 being circulated and economy growing by $30 additionally. So you should know that lending is not necessarily bad, but loaning or getting into debt, you should be mindful of it, because if you are not mindful you will get into debt trap and it will be a huge loss to you if you are not careful about it, because of interest payment, bad credit score, and your future will not be secure and it will be shaken. So with that we'll delve right into the key categories of retail loan that are available in the market and which have a huge proportion of loan. First and foremost is personal loan and credit card loan. I'm clubbing this because these are taken especially to meet your day-to-day expenses without bank knowing or necessarily knowing what you're taking it for. Usually they take it for various needs like marriages, day-to-day expenses. The issue over here is that usually both these are very high interest rate loans. That is, credit card loans can range sometimes from 30 to 40%, and personal loan can also range anywhere from 15 to 30%. These are extremely high and you should be mindful about it. And ideally you should never get into these loans and not have balances, but I understand some scenarios happen and sometimes out of the blue something occurs and you might have to get into it, and you should try to pay this off in full as soon as possible. And next is consumer durable loans. That is, you take these loans to buy electronic goods, appliances, then some lifestyle expenses, like you might be planning to buy furniture, TV, fridge, washing machine, etc. And in these cases I understand the affinity or liking towards getting these lifestyle loans or consumer durable loans, because in normal cases you might not have gotten access to this. But ideally, please make a note of this. Out of the whole video, please take this in full. Ideally you should never try to take loans, especially for these items like consumer durables, personal loan, credit loan, and you should only borrow or buy items which are out of your reach and which you can directly save and buy it outright. Ideally you should never take these loans to take these items, because these are depreciating assets and will not yield you any returns. It will only be to help you to meet lifestyle demand. So one thing over here is, especially in countries like India, it is still a developing nation and many people do not have the disposable income to buy these outright. So I understand few people might have to get into these loans to buy these. So my first humble request is, first of all, try to avoid these loans at all costs. Second, if you have to, then only take those which you can afford and do not take something that is extraordinary just because you are getting that loan, like double door fridge or something which is not a requirement or necessity, which will not necessarily yield you that such additional extra return or lifestyle help. And next loan in tandem to this is auto loan, be it vehicle, car, bike, etc. So these loans are taken to buy these assets which would have been difficult for many people to buy it outright because of a slightly hefty amount that is required to buy these. Again, as I said earlier, you should try to avoid these loans as well. But yes, if it is helping you to meet your day-to-day lifestyle needs, and if it is helping you to save your time, money in terms of booking cabs or wasting time in switching multiple buses and using public transport, then you can think about it. But ideally you should avoid these in case you cannot buy it outright, and you should also be mindful of the maintenance, insurance and other costs involved in buying these automobiles. And next point that is important in loans and debts is home loan. That is, you will take these loans to buy your house, or rather even investment properties are many a times clubbed into housing loan. Usually house, home, apartments, flats and real estate in general are costly, and it will be very difficult for a common man to buy the whole property outright and might have to undergo or undertake loan. And here over here again there is a differentiation when you are taking a loan, whether it is for your personal use or whether it is an investment property. And depending on this you can run through numbers. Ensure to go check out the video regarding renting versus buying your own home. This is a comprehensive two-part video which I have done, which will explain you and run through the numbers in first part, as well as various other factors that you will have to consider, whether be it in career decision or be it in terms of settling down or be it in terms of any other factor like psychological satisfaction, family requirement, etc. So again, home loan is something that I will give a slight approval of, because these are assets and generally they tend to increase in value, whereas the other loans that we talked about, be it for purpose of personal consumption like consumer durables, automobiles, these will not yield you high results but will only help you to increase lifestyle and not necessarily to increase or provide you with returns or greater satisfaction. And before we wrap up, the fifth loan that I want to talk about is small business loans. And again, we are not going deeper into the industrial and commercial loans. We are talking about retail loans. I am including small business loan because you might have a small business idea which you want to execute, be it in terms of setting up a small shop or starting an home industry like food supply business, agarbatti business or anything that you can think of, and you might want to end up taking a loan. Over here also I give a slight approval, because if you have a good plan and you are sure that you can pay this loan as well as make profit out of this business, then these loans are something that will help you to generate more and more return. So these business loan will not only help you to set up a good lifestyle, which will indirectly help you to increasing your income, but also will give you employment opportunity and also help you to meet your psychological satisfaction of owning a business and working towards the goal, which will help you to gain satisfaction and mental freedom and peace, both in terms of financially as well as time freedom. So as I mentioned earlier, a key thumb rule that you will have to note is 35 plus 10%, that is 45%. At any cost, ideally the total EMI or the loan servicing that you pay should not exceed 45% of your net take home income. So just to take an example, assume your net take home income of your family is 1 lakh rupees. So ideally at any cost, the total EMI of all the loans that you are having should not exceed 45,000. And the 35-10 split is basically, in case you're planning to take a home loan, it should not exceed 35% of your income. In this case, more than 35,000 should not go towards EMI, and 10% is 10% towards other loan, be it automobile loan, consumer durable loan or personal loan, or any of these combination altogether should not exceed 10% ideally. Again, these are thumb rule to help build you a good sense of financial stability, and for a long run surely people will break it and take a lot higher loan, and if they are not smart and careful, they might end up in a huge loss and might not end up building a huge wealth for their future self. With this, I think this was a good starting point for you to think, and ensure to join the Telegram channel where a great bunch of people are coming together and where you can talk to me personally regarding various doubts of financial analysis and how to build a financial portfolio for yourself, as well as ensure to think broadly and much more carefully on various topics of personal finance and see how it will impact your lifestyle, your life decisions and your finances and your life as a whole, and ensure to enjoy the process throughout and not just to succumb to this and fall prey to this. So with that, ensure to like, subscribe and comment down below and share it with as many people as you can. Team on!